Approximately 17,000 people were suddenly informed they had no job. That's what happened when Spirit Airlines announced in May 2026 that it was ceasing all operations. You see, businesses rarely collapse overnight. They collapse after years of leadership decisions. Leadership decisions that slowly build pressure inside the organization. By the time the crisis arrives, it's already too late. What if a business crisis could be predicted and maybe prevented years in advance before the crisis shows up? For those new to my channel, welcome. My name is Bertrand Maimo. I help business leaders clarify complexity, master cash flow, and lead with confidence. If you manage a household or a business, you are a leader. This channel exists to help leaders like yourself understand the foundational principles of stewardship that are often ignored. My core premise is simple. Success in leadership and growth in finance is less about your relationship with money and more about how you relate to people, to systems, and to responsibility. So if you'd like to be a part of my network where we will go deeper learning from and with real business leaders and owners, please send an email to the address below on the screen with your name and email address, and my team will reach out to you with next steps as soon as we are ready to launch. Let's get back to our video. After spending approximately 2 decades working in finance, entrepreneurship, audit, and as a leader, I've noticed something. Every organization faces a recurring loop of similar leadership tensions. And how leaders resolve these tensions often determines whether the business thrives, struggles, or eventually fails. These are leadership dilemmas. Should leaders delegate or micromanage? When should they delegate? When should they micromanage? Should a business focus on scaling or diversifying? Should leaders prioritize the long-term vision or short-term execution? Should recognition happen throughout the year or only during annual reviews? What's the difference between empathy and sympathy in leadership? How transparent should a leader be during difficult times? How much freedom should employees have? Can you hold people accountable for outcomes they don't control? Should organizations prioritize raises or bonuses? When should a company hire employees versus outsource to contractors? You see, none of these decisions in isolation are seen as, most seem relatively small, but business failure is rarely caused by one catastrophic mistake. It's usually the accumulation of small leadership decisions repeatedly made over time. Like a leaking roof, one drop doesn't matter. Thousands of drops eventually bring the whole ceiling down. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to break down each of these leadership dilemmas one by one. We'll discuss what the dilemma actually means for your business, the importance of prioritizing what should come first, why leaders get it wrong, look at some examples, and ultimately develop some practical frameworks to approach. Next week, we'll begin with delegation versus micromanagement, one of the most misunderstood leadership decisions in business, because delegation can create growth, but premature delegation can create disaster. If you're a business owner, manager, entrepreneur, head of household, please like, subscribe, share, follow, hit the bell so you don't miss this series. You never know which of these dilemmas can save the day. See you at the top.